March 10th, 2013, James Gilkerson, 42 years old, was pulled over for running a stop sign. He got out of his car wielding a semi-automatic AK-47 and fired 37 shots at Middlefield police officers. The officers returned fire, shooting 54 rounds at Gilkerson, fatally wounding the man as he shouted, "Kill me." By my count, he takes about 30 rounds of the 54 total that the officers fire before he is not a threat, and the remaining rounds as the assailant lays on his side are because the officer is terrified for his life. He and his partner are injured and cannot afford to allow this guy to get back up and keep going to finish that 40-round magazine. That leads to the question, how many rounds should you carry? According to a study conducted by the FBI and NYPD, the average shots fired to hit ratio of law enforcement involved in a shootout is less than 20%. But you train a lot, so every shot is going to count, right? One of the biggest mistakes we can make is thinking after a great training session at the range that we will be able to replicate the same speed, the same accuracy, if ever confronted with a life or death encounter, or even that we will experience an increase in our ability and focus because our lives are in danger. In life or death situations that happen at lightning speed and come with debilitating physical reactions from our bodies, we cannot expect that every one of our shots will be targeted perfectly. In a deadly force situation, your objective is to stop the threat. Hollywood has led many of us to believe in the essence of a kill shot, or one shot kill, as an easy thing to do with one bullet. The truth is that 1 or 3 well-placed shots are unlikely to stop the threat because of the way the brain, the nervous system, and the muscles work. The brain can continue to tell the finger to squeeze the trigger up to 2 to 3 minutes after the heart and lungs have been damaged as a result of several shots to center mass and no longer pump blood to the brain. So we either need enough ammunition to protect ourselves until the assailant's body shuts down, or we find a place to hide while we wait for the bad guy to succumb to their injuries. We must also consider that the attacker may be under the influence of some type of narcotic, and his body may not respond to massive trauma and may just keep going until his brain runs out of oxygen. We can also assume that the attacker may be heavily armed and may not be alone but committing crimes with friends or accomplices. But the question remains, exactly how many rounds does it really take? Chances are, most people, if shot, will probably stop attacking you. But in this day and age, with die-hard assailants, we're going to assume they're still coming. According to a chart from Buckeye Firearms Handgun Stopping Power, it states 2.45 rounds with a 9mm pistol on average to end the threat. Now, to be clear, that's 2.45 hits, not rounds fired. So if it takes on average 5.55 shots to make a hit, and if it takes on average 2.45 hits to incapacitate an attacker, then it takes 13.6 rounds fired on average to incapacitate an attacker. That's for one attacker. So hypothetically, if there are multiple bad guys, you need double or triple those averages for a single shooter. As you can see, we can go on, but logic tells us it's better to be safe than sorry. I'll stick to my 3 magazines. What about you?